This is the Real Estate Marketing Podcast, where we teach you how to grow your real estate business. Whether you're a wholesaler, investor, or realtor, this podcast is for you. Hey, and welcome back to the Real Estate Marketing Podcast. I'm Austin Glanzer.
And I'm Adam Grip.
And I am really excited about this episode. This is episode number 5 of our Real Estate Marketing Podcast. And today we are going to be talking specifically about how you can get found on Google. But before we jump into that, we are in the middle of COVID-19, and I just want to see how Adam's hanging in. Adam, how are you hanging in there?
Hey, we're doing well. As we've mentioned before, we have a web design agency, and it has kept us hopping. We have clients that are all over the place. You know, they're trying to update hours. They're trying to, deliver online products and things like that. And we're really trying to be a support system for them. But it's kept us really busy. So it's interesting how it's affected everybody differently. But for us, it's just meant a lot of busyness. But it's been hard to talk to some people that are on the front lines, and some business owners have had to shut down and things like that. So it's definitely a hard time for a lot of people. We've been very blessed in that our business has not suffered significantly. Like I said before, we're staying busy.
Yeah, nice. Is it changing your life anyway? Like, what are you guys doing with your family?
Yeah, so we have 5 kids and a kind of small house. So we're trying to make it work. I'm taking a lot of business calls from my driveway in my car. But other than that, it's been good. You know, honestly, there have been like everything, there's upsides and downsides. It's been good to be around the family a little bit more, while challenging, trying to get some work done in a house of chaos.
Yeah, that's hilarious, having to go out in the car. Yeah, I've actually had to do that myself, and we don't even have any kids yet, so I can relate on that. Well, anyways, I did want to jump into this, Adam, because I think we found kind of a bigger problem that a lot of people are experiencing, whether you're in real estate or you could not be in real estate and you're listening to this, in that they aren't getting found on Google. So, Adam, can you tell us a little bit about what you found that people are struggling with when it comes to branded search on Google?
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a huge area in the real estate space that we want to bring awareness to. There's a huge number of people that are not ranking for what you exactly said with branded search. And what we mean by branded search is that when you search your name, you don't come up. So it's fascinating to me for a lot of real estate agents and real estate investors. You search the name of the agent, for example, and what comes up is their brokerage, sometimes even an old brokerage they're not at. But you really don't see any brand presence for them. You don't see much about them on that first page of Google. The same thing for real estate investors. You search the name of their entity, and nothing comes up. And that's a huge trust loss for people. But more than that, it's actually a massive lost opportunity. As we've all probably known, Google is the first introduction that we have for a lot of people. So, I meet an agent at an open house or at a mixer or something like that, or even I see the agent's yard sign down the road, and I know they did a great job with selling my neighbor's house, something like that. So I search their name, and that's the first thing I do. But if I don't actually get to you, you've missed a huge lead opportunity. So we saw that agents were losing up to 80% of the leads of the introductions they made, which is huge. We did a recent study on that. And then the same thing for investment, real estate investors, that, if you sell cash for houses or something like that, people were searching the name of the entity and it wasn't coming up. So it's almost, it's sort of a hidden crisis in the real estate space, that you have all these leads that you've done by building brand awareness and things like that, and you're not aware that you lost them, but because they couldn't find you on Google, they never really get to you. So that's essentially the problem, is that, they're searching your name and you're not coming up. And because of that, people are losing leads in this space specifically.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't even realize that, people are losing 80%. I didn't even know that. So here's the thing. I guess a lot of people can get overwhelmed with Google and showing up on Google SEO. Like, I know I do personally, and I'm in the marketing space. So can you talk a little bit about how someone can fix this? Is there like a simple way someone can do this? What's the best step?
Yeah, it is something that you can absolutely fix. So the first step is completely free. You can go to business.google.com. That's Google's My Business tool. And you can claim your business. It's super easy. You put some photos in there, you put your address in there, your name in there, and then Google will verify that you actually own the business. So after you take 5 minutes to put your business information in there, Google actually sends you a postcard just to make sure that you're actually who you say you are. And then within a couple of days, you get the postcard, you go back to your business.google.com and type in the numbers on the postcard, and you are live. So what that means, let's say you're John Smith, Realtor, you could go in today, put your name in, put your information in, and then you get your postcard back. And within 5 days, when someone then searches John Smith Realtor, your name actually shows up on the right hand side, and they see a picture of you. They can actually call you right from the Google page. So just doing that alone, you'll see a healthy increase in Google. The second step we recommend doing is getting some kind of a website because, again, let's using the example of that realtor. We want when people Google your name that the very first thing to the left hand side, where the blue links are, is a website that you own. I mentioned this a little bit briefly, but for a lot of agents and even investors and things like that, when you Google your name, if you go to a brokerage website or kind of a shared listing website, to Zillow or something like that, the problem is you don't actually get that lead. Like it goes into a round robin at your brokerage website, or it might even get to just a general real estate website and kind of gets passed around. Whereas if you create your own website, John Smith at realtor.com, not only will you show up on the first page of Google, but then over to the left hand side, that'll come up. So if it's, Sam buys houses in Lancaster or something like that, by having the website, Sam buys houses and getting at Google My Business, you'll see a nice, healthy step up in lead. So just those two things alone, getting a website, and there's a lot of affordable options for a website, and then for free, getting a Google My Business profile, you've taken a huge step in this area for claiming that.
Yeah, so I want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly here too. So when you're saying someone should fill out a Google My Business profile, you're talking about when I Google something, it's the right-hand side. It's that little box section.
Yep, exactly. So you can try that right now with if you Google your favorite pizza shop or something like that, assuming they've claimed it, you'll see over to the right-hand side, exactly there. You'll see reviews, you'll see their phone number, you'll see them show up on where they are on the map, and then a logo or some photos of the business. So that's the spot we're talking about from the client side of things. You can, like I said, Google a couple business names, you'll see what they look like, and then the way the business actually gets to that is by going to business.google.com. And that's their Google My Business system, where you can change your information and run it from there.
Okay, and so how does this work on the back end? So I know you just explained like you can add your business information. Is there more stuff you can do inside Google My Business?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. So that's the first step, right? Just claim it. But Google My Business is a really powerful tool. So inside of there, you can do posts. So you can post what open houses you have coming up, or even you can post your recent property listings. And we see by posting to Google My Business at least once a week, you actually see a lift in where you rank. So if you're talking about two realtors or two investment companies, you're going to rank a little better if you use that posting tool by posting just your new listings and things. You can actually put all different kinds of photos. You can put videos up there, that kind of thing. One of the key things you can do though is you can get reviews. So you can as you close different real estate deals and things like that, you can ask them to Google your name and then click review me. And reviews are huge. They really cannot be understated. If you really want to rank well, getting a lot of reviews is really a key element. So Google will look at a couple things for those reviews. First of all, they're going to look at how many people reviewed you. So the more reviews you get, the better. And obviously you want them to be 4 and 5 star reviews ideally. The second thing Google looks at is the content of the reviews. So by the nature of getting a lot of reviews, people are going to say, hey, these people bought my house. They got me out of a really bad situation. These people gave cash for my house and I was able to sell really quick. Those are some of the things people might say about you if you're in the cash for houses space. Now, what's great is Google's going to look at those words, and when the next person says, who can buy my house in Lancaster, or who pays cash for houses, those types of things, because someone left a positive review about you and specifically said you provide that service, you're more likely to rank for that. So that's a huge opportunity. So yeah, do some Google posting. You can put photos of your properties and things like that up there. The third one, as you start to get started on this, start asking people to leave you a review on Google, and that'll have dramatic effects on your search engine presence.
Now, I think I remember this correctly. Someone can't just go on there and email all of their clients saying, hey, give me a 5-star review today, because will you get flagged for that? Was that a thing at one time?
Yeah. So a couple things on there. First of all, you cannot and you can't subsidize reviews or pay for reviews essentially. So you can't say, yeah, hey, leave me a review and I'll give you $50 to your favorite restaurant. That's actually against the FTC guidelines. You can actually get fined hefty fines for that. Beyond that, the other thing to be a little careful of, it's not against their rules necessarily of all the sites. It's not, the best thing to say, hey, please go leave me 5 stars. We try to ask it in a general way. We try to say, hey, would you mean leave feedback about this experience? So get the list of people you've worked with who've had a positive experience with you, and just say, hey, would you mind going to Google and leaving some feedback? And you're exactly right. It's a little awkward to say, go leave me 5-star reviews or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay, good. And was there a point at one time, and I could be wrong on this too, that if let's say I reached out to 100 people to say, hey, I know we had a good experience, can you leave me 5 stars? Do you get flagged if a bunch of people do it in one day, or is that not a thing anymore?
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry. Timing doesn't matter. So there is a potential. It depends on the size of your business and things. We certainly have seen people get, 5, 10 in a day, and Google doesn't really see an issue with it. If you got dozens and dozens in one day, that could raise a red flag for Google. But they definitely have to leave them from different devices. So what you can't do is like, when you close a deal, pull out your iPad and say, "Hey, would you leave me a review?" Google does look at, where the review came from. It has to be from different devices. So that is an element, and Google does look at the authenticity of it. So if Google saw a lot of bursts, where like one day they get 10, then nothing, and then 2 months later they get 10 all in one day, that would look a little inauthentic. So it is better to kind of space it out, and it's just we really recommend making this a rhythm of how part of the rhythm of how you do business. So rather than you just kind of do this once a month and get a whole bunch, just if you can get in the process of, as you close deals or as you sell homes, et cetera, just email that client within 5 to 10 days with a link to your Google My Business profile. Just ask that they leave feedback. If 5 to 10% of those people you work with leave feedback, you're going to get a nice healthy review profile, and it'll grow really organically and steadily rather than these big bursts that which could certainly be a red flag to Google.
Yeah, that's great. So I guess I should go back here. So if someone is listening to this right now, they should definitely go and build a Google My Business page, correct?
Yeah, yeah, that's
And
the
they
first
can
exactly.
and they can do that right now.
Yeah, they can do that. They can absolutely, then build that out and get verified and get a presence there. Yep.
Okay, and that can be done in 5 minutes. And then they can go through and add their content, right? They can do posts, they can do photos, and that will just populate so Google kind of understands what their business is, and that'll show up to clients, right?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Okay, great. Because I think for me, I can get overwhelmed with a whole website build idea, try to show up on Google, but they've made it very simple for someone just to like, if you're listening to this, if you don't have a Google My Business page, you can take care of this within the next hour.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be the thing to jump in and do right away. And then there's a kind of a secret resource that we can post on glanzair.com to help with this. But in addition to Google, Google also looks at about 50 other websites to see if you're a legitimate enterprise. So they are called like business listings or business citations. And we've compiled a list of 50 of them that are specific to the real estate niche. So, these would be like Apple Maps, or you might have seen like Manta.com or, chamberofcommerce.com, that type of thing. But there's a whole bunch. There are, hundreds and thousands of them. So it's really important to get in the right niche so Google knows what industry you're in. And we've compiled, it's just a simple Excel sheet or PDF of 50 different real estate specific citations. We have the names of them and links where you can go. And again, that's something that if you were to go and claim, even half of those, like 25 of those, let's just say, and you put the same name, address, and information up there, that's a really strong indicator to Google that you're a legitimate entity. The other nice thing about that is if you put in the work of doing that, especially if you have a common name, like if you literally are John Smith Realtor, when someone Googles your name, you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff on that first page. But if you take the work of claiming these different entities, they'll actually turn up on your results page. So if you were to Google Sparrow Websites, for example, which is our agency, you'll see our website at the top, but then you'll see a whole bunch of other things, Better Business Bureau, and you'll see Manta.com. That whole page is owned by us. So by claiming these listings, they're all free. By claiming them, you'll get a great, that first page of Google is going to be totally dominated by you and owned by you and point to you. And then beyond that, those are just some trust symbols that go to Google saying, hey, this is a legitimate entity. These are people we can trust, and it can help in that way too. So, like I said, we can get that up on glanzair.com or put that in the show notes. Make sure you have that resource. But that is something we've worked to compile that can give you a little bit of edge on the competition that, again, is completely free. So you don't need to do that all at once today. Today, get the Google My Business, but then over the next couple of months, if you get free time, you just slowly chip away and claim some of those directories.
Wow, that's awesome. And I was not expecting, if you're listening to this, I did not know Adam was going to throw out this secret thing on our website here. So that's awesome. Thanks, Adam. That was
the
not
surprise
planned.
value bombs, right?
Yeah, that was not planned. So hey, if you're listening to this, hey, you can get a free secret way to get ahead of the competition. So thanks, Adam. That's awesome. Well, so I guess we've covered all the Google My Business things. Is there anything else somebody should do right now that they can do for free, maybe to have their name show up on Google?
Yeah, so that's So the Google My Business is the key one. The next thing you need to figure out is what you're going to do about a website. So if you have $0 in the bank right now, at the very least, what you can do is actually in your Google My Business page, you can claim a free Google website. Now it's not going to be, an award-winning website. I think it's going to be probably about one page, maybe 2 pages. I think that is all they let you do. But you could at least get your photo up there, like a headshot of yourself or your team. You could put your name up there and write a quick description of who you are. So, you could claim, Cash for Houses, Columbia, PA, for example, .com. You could claim that domain, so you actually have your own .com already, and you could get us a present. You get a presence up there on Google pretty quickly with a free Google website. So again, if you've got a little bit of time, you could certainly get started there. We don't recommend stopping there because that website's not going to convert tons and tons of leads for you, but at least it puts a stake in the ground and just says, hey, I have a web presence.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think it's really cool because, you can do this completely for free. Like if you don't have $1 to your name, you can have a Google My Business page and a Google website and have a presence on Google. That's awesome that they do that for you. I didn't even realize you could do it for $0. So that's great.
Yeah, it's super helpful. So yeah, so there are. I mean, that's the thing. With marketing, the marketing world out there, it can seem like you've got to spend hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of dollars just to get ahead. But there are some free things you can do, and even things that aren't super time consuming, at least to get the ball rolling. And then once you start getting some lead volume, some lead traffic in your business, then you can step up and increase the effectiveness of what you do with a little more investment.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I think, if someone's driving right now, they're probably close from their commute to work or commute home. So this was a great episode, Adam. Thank you so much for sharing about how you can get hosted on Google, get your name up there so people can find you for branded search, and you can do it all for free. I think this could be a great episode for someone to have some takeaway points. Is there anything else, Adam, you want to add that maybe somebody doesn't know out there about Google?
No, those are the key elements. I mean, so like I said, so that's branded search in a nutshell. And branded search, again, that is the easy way of saying that's just coming up for your name. In future episodes, we do want to dive into what we call like topical searches. So if they're not Googling John Smith, they're actually Googling who will buy my house or realtor, Lancaster, PA, that type of thing. We want to make sure that you rank for that too. So now that is a little more involved and a little more robust. So first you need to win at the branded search, which we covered today. But with content, really strong content on your website, building a really strong website out and getting some third-party links to your website, like those three things, you can actually start to rank for some topical searches. And that's where it gets really fun too, because you're getting brand new people who have never heard of you. And again, that's probably more for a future episode, but I just want to kind of plant that seed where the branded search is phase one, knock this out, keep listening, because in future episodes, we're going to do a deep dive into other SEO topics and ways to really get more leads overall from Google as a platform.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, I think the topical search thing is probably going to be a couple episodes because it gets deep. There's a lot of things you can do to have people find you. So, but this is what I love about branded search. It's easy. If someone's listening to this, they don't have a website, they're a realtor, they have a roofing business, you can do a Google My Business and get it done in an hour, and it's not overwhelming. That's what I think is really cool about it. So, anyways, thanks, Adam, for your time today. I'm really excited for this episode to go out there because I think it's really actionable for people to take and do stuff. Do stuff up there, get your name, and get found. So thanks for your time, Adam, and hopefully we'll hear you. We'll listen to you guys later, and we'll see ya. Thank you for listening to the Real Estate Marketing Podcast. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you later.